Hi, I'm Scott Rocknak with ROCKNAK'S Yacht Sales. Welcome aboard Sara Jane, a Murray Peterson Coaster III schooner. When you're aboard Sara Jane, it looks like a miniature version of a 100-foot boat. It does have a lot of room, a lot of deck space, a lot of places to sit, to put things. Very traditional, a lot of attention to detail to traditional, but some modern things as well. A comfortable boat to sail with just 2 people. You can single-hand it, but you have to be practicing doing that. But it's an easy boat to dock by yourself, and it's very comfortable underway. It's a boat you could take down the intercoastal waterway if you want, or make an offshore passage. It's very easy to imagine yourself aboard Sara Jane. It's dripping with romance. It's kind of a boat that harkens back to the days of, well, from the late 1800s forward. Sara Jane draws 6'3", so it is capable of doing the ICW, and you can do the Bahamas. It's certainly a boat that's capable of making that trip. It might be something really romantic to do. Maine is a good place for this boat to be as well. It certainly fits in. Sara Jane's had all the hard work done so you can maintain this boat as opposed to rebuilding it. The kind of person that would own this boat would be willing to take on the challenges of owning a traditional wood boat and be able to afford the maintenance that's in that. So think about that. Either you do it yourself and you have the skill level, or you have the funds to be able to have someone else do it. I can envision lots of different kinds of people owning a boat like this. It'd be great for a young family, or a retired couple, or perhaps someone that wants to do a 6-pack charter for day sails. The boat is very attractive. It turns heads in almost every harbor it goes in, and it just looks good just sitting on the mooring or underway. It's a very easy boat to sail, has no weather helm, tacks easily, motors easily, it's quiet, doesn't vibrate, doesn't whistle in the wind. It's a nice feeling boat. The dinghy on this boat is aft on davits, very easy to launch, and you can have several different kinds of dinghies, but this one has a somewhat traditional fiberglass dinghy on board. Sara Jane was refitted by Walter Scholes at Shannon Boat Works in 2008, and then again in 2015-16 by Rockport Marine in Rockport, Maine. One of the important things to consider is, in a boat like this, do you want to buy a project boat, 3,000 to 5,000 hours of your time that you're not going to be sailing, or do you want to get something that's been done and maintained for many, many, many years? And that's the case with Sara Jane. The boat was built in California and then shipped by truck to Texas, and then from Texas on its own bottom made its way up to New England. Up in New England, it was owned by a commander in the Navy, a pilot, and he kept the boat at the Yacht Club in Newport, and then from there it made its way to Maine. Typical of Murray Peterson designs, the boat has 2 main living areas. In this boat we have a galley aft, the main salon with 4 berths. Then there's a walk-through engine area that's actually almost like a museum for the engine. And then forward of that is the head and a split berth on either side in the bow. The galley is its own area, and it has a large freezer refrigerator that can act as a chart table, but that has a 2-burner force 10 stove, an oven, and a broiler, and the sink, pot storage, and traditional storage for your dishes. It's full standing headroom and easy to work, and it is your own space as a galley as opposed to being right in the salon. The galley also serves as a navigation area. On the bulkhead here, I'll show you, has a radar plotter, depth sounder, and an ICOM VHF, but there's also an area here for charts. So you could be out in the cockpit and see all the instruments, and then peek down below and look at your chart as well. Sara Jane has a traditional switch panel here with lights that turn on when you flip on the switches, and then of course there is a outlet for USB for your phone, and there is a CFOX control back there. This is the work desk, or the original chart table, and we do have charts in here with drawers and space underneath. A very traditional looking glass pane with lead inserts. It's you could put a small chart kit or a folded chart here. The door forward is a mini bifold, so it just fits in here. And as we pass through here, we'll see the engine. Yes. The engine room is well lit with overhead prisms. It's large, and all the electrical and mechanical things are all in one area, very easy to get to through hulls, the engine itself, electrical switches, inverter, battery charger, dual rake-horse system. It's a good setup. It's almost as if this engine is on display. The forepeak on the starboard side has a double size berth and a single on the port side. It's actually very comfortable. It's full standing headroom here. It has traditional ship lanterns. It has modern lanterns, lights, shelves on the side, drawers. It's actually good access to the boat too. There's a ladder behind the camera. There's plenty of light, overhead hatch for ventilation, and 4 ports on the side as well. The berth is actually very long. Again, I'm 6'2", and I have a good foot, well, about that much room between the top of my head and the bulkhead, and I could probably get a foot because my feet are not touching the forepeak. Port side, we have access to the rope locker, and we have, again, more shelf cabinetry like on the starboard side, and little access here, shelves, storage underneath. Anyway, to the forepeak has a separate ladder, access to the head, very large hanging locker, and a large vertical locker up against the bulkhead. The head is a traditional head but with a modern water closet. It does have a shower with a shower track for a curtain. Forward access is pretty straightforward. It is a steep ladder, but it's very navigable, lots of things to hold on to. In the salon, you can sleep 4. This slides out to actually quite a wide berth here. The boat handles something like a 45-foot sloop or so, and I was able to bring it right around the mooring field, through the mooring field, and almost its own length when I came about once we get off the mooring. I'm still running the engine until we get out of the harbor, but there's almost no weather helm so far. I have clear visibility over the bow. It is possible to single hand this boat. It's nice to have a second hand, one man per mast, as they say, but it is doable with a little bit of practice. And today we decided just to motor off the mooring with the sails up, so I didn't have to do it outside, but did put the jibs up once we were up and out, once we were outside. There's almost no weather helm here. Pretty easy to control. And again, I have good visibility. It's comfortable sitting here. Just want to show you the worm drive down here. It's an Edson. It's not a cable or a line like some of the older schooners here that are 100 years old. This is a fairly modern, meaning a less than 100-year-old system, but it's a nice modern worm drive. What makes the boat somewhat unique is everything is let aft. I've got my foresail sheet here. I've got a jib sheet that's a little bit lazy on this side right now. The other side of the boat I have a furling line, a jib sheet, and the other foresail sheet. As a 6-pack boat, Both cabins have lots of seating room. It wouldn't be hard to put some cushions on here. It'd be a very comfortable day sailor. Okay, we're in neutral. Throttle's down. Right here. A little bit of preheat. Off we go.